what today is? I don't even think it's Tuesday, but this tea was just a little too hot for me to wait till Tuesday, so you about to get my 2 cents today. Now, this is a new show that I have started, but you will learn very quickly that I just do things on the whim, and right now I could not wait till Tuesday because the tea is way too hot to wait till Tuesday, so I have to put my 2 cents in today. R&B singer August Alsina did an interview with Breakfast Club radio host Angela Yee. In that interview, he confirmed his love affair with Jada Pinkett-Smith. He stated that Will gave his blessing. And then he goes on to say that he totally gave his entire self to Jada for years and years until he had to walk away, which was the hardest thing and still the hardest thing he said he has ever had to do. Now, if you go way back, you remember that these were rumors that we were all speculating about long ago. When pictures first surfaced of August Alsina hanging out with the family, pictures of him and Jada surfacing, and it made a lot of people speculate about what was the status of the relationship, what was going on. There were even rumors that the Smiths adopted August Alsina, which I'm sure he is too grown to be adopted. But yeah, and then there started to be rumors of him and Jada having a relationship. Then things really got fishy when he came out in 2019, the song called Nunya. And in that song, he sings, "You got me feeling like it was all an act. You're just an actress putting on a show because you don't want the world to know." And with that song, he also attached a visual of snapshots of a text message between him and a woman named Corinne. Now, if you know, Corinne is Jada Pinkett-Smith's middle name. So that made people even more skeptical about what was going on between him and Jada. But he took to Instagram and stated that that song was not about Jada Pinkett-Smith. But now here in 2020, we now know that it definitely was about Jada Pinkett-Smith. So, with him coming out and revealing that yes, he was in a romantic relationship with Jada with Will's blessing, I guess Jada and Will Smith both felt the pressure of now having to address Black Twitter, as Will Smith said, and let us know. Because at the end of the day, as our Auntie Tabitha would say, that's their business. But when you decide to be famous and put your life on the big screen for all of us, and we have invested 25 years in Will and Jada, they were relationship goals, we feel like it's a little bit of our business to know what is going on. So, we all know Jada Pinkett-Smith, actress, singer, host of the Red Table Talk, has been married to the infamous rapper turned actor, Will Smith. Now, they have been our goals for years, but Jada has responded to these allegations. So Will and Jada is sitting at the Red Table Talk, and they start off making it very clear that they were separated. They went through a point where they are separated, and in Will's exact words, he said, "I was done with your ass." And Jada agreed, which makes me think that, what did you do, Jada, that made him feel like he was done with you? So, as Jada stated, it was an amicable separation, and Will also said that they were both in search to find their happiness. Now, if I got my timeline correct, there was a phase where Will Smith was jumping out of helicopters and swimming with sharks and doing all this adventurous stuff, and I take it as that was his happiness. That was his journey to happiness, while Jada, on the other hand, was getting it popping with August Alsina. And I do say that with the utmost respect because I do respect the Smiths wholeheartedly, and they do have children that's watching this and have to experience this. So I do say that with the utmost respect. I gotta keep it real. So, Will says, "Let the people know what you've been doing, Jada." Jada goes, "In the midst of our separation, I found myself in an entanglement with August Alsina. This word, entanglement. What is the definition of entanglement? Because this word is going viral, ladies and gentlemen. Every time I say entanglement in this video, take a sip of whatever you're drinking. So, and it's so viral that it is now a song and it's a banger. Go check it out on Instagram. She states that she was in an entanglement with August Alsina. Aug, as she calls it. Will questions entanglement. What you mean entanglement? She looked like she got a little defensive. I said an entanglement is what it was.
Said what I said.
Will gave her the look like, okay, if that's what you want to call it, whatever. I guess this entanglement was a little bit too much for August Alsina, and he decided to part ways with Jada, never to speak to her again. And Will and Jada realized that their love was unconditional and they couldn't do without each other, even though Will stated that he really thought he was never going to talk to her again, but yet here they are. He also says towards the end of the interview that the first year of his marriage, he realized that he could love her through anything. And she said, you've been doing an effing great job at doing it. They end the interview with their version of the Bad Boys motto. They said, we ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. So now that y'all have all the facts, let's get into my 2 cents. Jada, girl. Now, Jada. Now, yesterday I found myself, the woman in me felt the need to defend Miss Pinkett-Smith. Because I knew that she was going to catch all the backlash from men, calling her all kind of hoes and all this type of things. And I felt like I needed to defend her because I knew that the world was going to crucify her. Because that is what men do. When women do something wrong, they are the worst. Even though men do it all the time. But anyway, after watching the interview again, watching August Alsina's interview, the full interview, and after putting all of her interviews that she's ever had speaking on her relationship with Will, I started to think about things a little bit different. And the only thing I have to say to Jada is shame, shame, shame on you. Because at the end of the day, you were the mature adult in this situation. You knew August came to you sick, in grief, going through it. As Will Smith said, Aug came to us and he was very sick. So I feel like this young man came to y'all looking for some guidance, looking for some help. And as my mother said, he was looking to be mothered, not lovered. And I feel like she took advantage of his moment of vulnerability and she decided to make him her lover. Now, it could have been a thing where they were just friends and, she was being that support system for him. And eventually they caught feelings for each other. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know about what goes on behind their closed doors. But what it sounds like that Miss Pinkett-Smith, you took advantage of that young man. If think like a man was a person, Miss Jada Pinkett-Smith, that would be you. I watched the August Alsina interview. I sensed a man who was hurt, a younger man who fell in love with an older woman and got himself in an entanglement with Jada and realized that this is not what he wants for himself, and he removed himself from the situation. Good for you, August. Watching the Red Table Talk, I feel Will is hot. Okay? Now, we all know Will is a jokester. He's a clown. He's a comedian. So yeah, there were little jokes and they made their little laughter throughout the interview. But if you really pay attention to body language speaks volumes, honey. And Will was giving me all kind of, I'm ready to knock this chick's head off. If I could, I would vibes. I felt the whole, how come you don't want me, man? Fresh Prince episode that we all cried from. That was the face that I was getting, okay? Nah, this is just my unapologetic, unsolicited opinion, but that's what I felt. I felt like Will, he's not happy about the situation. He seems very hurt and a little embarrassed, as any man would, as Jada sat there and said, I wanted to feel good. I needed to feel good. And in so many words, August made me feel good. It has been no secret that Will and Jada's partnership has been very untraditional for years. Okay? There's been rumors of open marriage. There has been so much speculation about their marriage, it's not even funny. And they reached a point where they now call themselves a life partnership. Which means, no, we're not married. We're in this for life. So whoever deals with us, just know that their partner is there for life. And I assume that August Alsina did not care to go through his life dealing with that. And I don't blame him because I wouldn't do it either. Now, I was defending Jada in the beginning. I cannot lie. Because I'm sure Will Smith was not innocent throughout this entire relationship. But I am a fan of the Red Table Talk. I have watched several different interviews where Jada spoke on her marriage, even when Will Smith was there. And when you really listen to Jada, Jada never really wanted to be married. She cried on her wedding day. It was pressure from her mom, from Will. Will wanted this picture perfect marriage and Jada did not. Will built them a house. He wanted his family to look a certain type of way, and that made Jada unhappy. When they would argue, he said, I built this house for you. And she said, no, you built this house for yourself. Jada, to me, seemed like she never ever wanted to be tied down to this man. She loves him unconditionally, it's true. But Jada gives me the vibes where she doesn't really know how to be tied down to somebody. You know, they both, like Will said, they both were broken, came together, and when two broken people come together, sometimes that is a recipe for disaster. What's understood between Will and Jada is really none of our business. Clearly, this life partnership that they have is something that only they will understand and something that they are only willing to tolerate. So it's really not our place to judge whether we think it's wrong or not. However, I feel as though two men have been hurt in this situation. You can see the hurt in August Alsina's face, and you can also see the hurt in Will's face. Does that make Jada a demon? No. Does that make her a terrible person? No. Is it possible to love two people at one time? I've heard it's possible. I have never experienced that. But based simply on what we are watching, simply on the interview, I have had to sit there. That feeling of listening to somebody that you love unconditionally and having to hear them say what they've done with another person or how that other person made them feel, that's a lot. That's a lot for any human being, and I'm sure it's a lot for a man. I've been there, and it is not, you sit there, you smile, and you're like, I'm here. As he said, I feel like the husband that's now at the press conference, I'm here for my baby. I'm here to support you. And, you want to be supportive, but it's at the same time, you got feelings too. And I know that was tearing him up inside having to hear that, because it would have tore me up inside. Listen, been there, done that. But anyway, it is very clear as day that Will was in it to win it since day one. He loves Jada. Like he said, he would love her through anything. And you can tell The way he praises her, the way he boasts about her, the way he talks, the way he lights up when he's talking about her, you can tell that man genuinely loves her. Now, there was a statement said where he was like, I'm going to get you back for this one, though. And she was like, I think you already did. And he was like, that's true, but I'm going to still get you back anyway. Now, I took that as he did his dirt too. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm sure this is not the first time this is happening. However, it has gone public because, August Alsina wanted to clear his name. Like she said, he's no homewrecker, and he wanted to be very clear that he was not a homewrecker. Now, I don't know what goes on in them people's lives. That's their business, but their business is kind of sort of still our business, so this is why we talk about it. But we don't know what Will's been doing. We don't know what Jada has to put up with. But based on her other previous Red Table Talks interview, I never really heard her say much about him cheating. I usually would hear, she usually speaks on their fights being about something with the way he would try to control things, or the way he wanted to create this image for them and buying big houses and doing this and getting the kids into acting or singing and things that they didn't really want to do as well. I feel like that was his issue. Like, there was a point where he said she cried for 45 days straight. Jesus. Ugh. And I feel like it was just too much for her. I feel like she knew that she did not want this commitment. Jada seems like a very free spirit person, and she just wants to, But that is where I feel like I look at her a little funny, because it's like, August Alsina came to you. We know his story. He has witnessed so many deaths. He's lost his sister, his brother. He's now raising his 3 nieces as his own. He's been battling illnesses, and she even stated when he came to her, he was a very sickly person. He was even on Red Table Talk with her and her mother and her daughter, and they interviewed, and they were talking about, his struggle with mental illness and drug abuse and all these different type of things, and how she helped him get through that. And it's like, damn, Jada, did you take advantage of this boy? Because you wanted, because he made you feel good, but you knew you was never going to be able to give your 100% self to him? That's where I have a problem with Miss Pinkett-Smith, whatever. That is where I have the problem. Because, let me tell you something about us Virgos, okay? We are hard shell to crack through, and once you do and you get our feelings up in there, and then you just don't give yourself 100% back when we giving you 110%, we don't play that. So that's why August Alsina split. Let me tell you something. Hating somebody is easy. Loving somebody is hard. It's hard. Because so many different things can get in there, and it's just ugh. But anyway, I ain't gonna ramble too long, because I just had to get on here real quick and just let y'all know my little 2 cents about it. And now poor August Alsina is now going back and forth with Keke Palmer about some mess about she tried to shade him, and I don't know, it's all in the shade room. But I think somebody asked her, is this a picture of her with August Alsina? And she responded, yes, that's me, but he was never my man. Who asked you that? Whatever. And something about, oh, you reaching, she said to the girl. And then he responds and says, you right, I was never your man, and that would never happen, and because of your friends. And something about she was showing people text messages. But I don't know. I don't even know where that drama even came from. I just feel like everybody trying to come for August Alsina. Let that man sit in his truth. Like he said, he's okay with dying, an honest man right now, and let that man be. Let the Smiths be. They still rich. They probably laying back, looking at everybody else go crazy about it, and can care less, because they're going to be good at the end of the day. Or they might end up realizing this life partnership is not healthy and call it quits. I don't know. It's gonna pay me because, like I said, they've been relationship goals for years. They are the one black couple that I know I look to and was like, damn, I would love to have that love. And this is a lesson learned. And I'm gonna end this here. This is a lesson why you never idolize anybody's relationship. And I learned that the hard way. You know, when you got them friends or somebody you know, you're like, damn, y'all are so this, that, that. You do not know what's going on behind people's closed doors, okay? Anybody can make their relationship look good on a video. Anybody can make their relationship look good in front of a camera. It's when that camera turns off and they are behind their closed doors is when you get the real tea. So this is why you should never ever idolize anybody's relationship, because you just don't know. And all these years we've been looking at them like they goals, and look at all of this mess. They done got to the point where they're not in a marriage, they're in a life partnership, whatever that means. Okay. I don't even know what that little statement was, bad marriage for life, and they cool with it. I don't know. Will seems like he's trying to laugh his way through this, but I feel like he is really feeling some type of way. But then again, maybe not, because like they said, this is old to them. They haven't spoken to August in years. It's just that now that August Alsina has come out and revealed the truth is why it's so fresh and new to us. But this is something that they probably done fought, argued about, got past it, and we all still up over here in the tizzy. Whatever. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed my 2 cents. Even though it's not on a Tuesday. But whatever, don't judge me. This is all new, but I had to listen. By the time Tuesday get here, the tea gonna be cooled down and ain't nobody gonna really care about what I got to say. So I had to get up on here right now and let y'all know. If you like this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell so you are notified every single time I post a new video. And give this a thumbs up if you like this, if you agree with me, if you agree with my little 2 cents, or let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this, because I'm very curious as to know how everybody else feels about this little entanglement going on. And I'm sorry, that word is killing me. But yeah, make sure you guys follow me on all my social medias. Everything will be in the description down below, and I am out.